Video game development is a complex and extremely expensive process that carries a high level of risk. The history of the gaming industry includes many projects that were introduced to the public with massive expectations, yet never made it to players. An innovative concept and a well-known brand do not guarantee a successful release. In this video, I will analyze 5 of the best-known cases in which technological ambition or corporate decisions collided with harsh reality. I will begin my analysis with a project that was supposed to fundamentally redefine how we perceive psychological horror. In 2014, Kojima Productions unexpectedly released an interactive teaser titled PT. It was a playable demo that served as a teaser for the title Silent Hills. The project involved acclaimed designer Hideo Kojima, film director Guillermo del Toro, and actor Norman Reedus. Its gameplay was built around intense psychological terror from a first-person perspective. The player was trapped in a looping corridor of an ordinary house, where they had to solve complex puzzles and face a paranormal environment with no means of defense. However, the project ran into insurmountable management issues. A major rift emerged between Hideo Kojima and Konami's leadership. At the time, Konami was significantly shifting its focus toward the mobile market and moving away from high-budget AAA titles. The result was Kojima's departure and the definitive cancellation of the game in 2015. While Silent Hills fell victim to internal conflict and a change in one company's strategic direction, another massive project was unexpectedly shut down because of a historic corporate acquisition from the outside. From psychological horror, I now move smoothly into the criminal underworld of the Star Wars universe. Star Wars 1313, developed directly by LucasArts, was aimed at a more mature audience. In the role of bounty hunter Boba Fett, players were meant to experience a third-person action-adventure game focused on dynamic cover mechanics and the use of spy technology. The cancellation of this promising title was not caused by its quality, but by events in 2013, when the Walt Disney Company acquired Lucasfilm, shut down LucasArts, and canceled all projects in development. As a result, development on Star Wars 1313 was stopped overnight. Decisions made from above can end a game without warning. Often, however, the main problem is the sheer technological complexity of a creator's vision, and that was exactly the case with a massive action RPG for Xbox. The Japanese studio Platinum Games was working on an Xbox exclusive titled Scalebound. The game was meant to combine close-quarters combat with the tactical use of artificial intelligence in an innovative way. The player controlled the hero Drew and cooperated with a huge autonomous dragon named Thuban. However, the biggest issue became the technical challenges, shifting priorities, and difficulties in developing a project of this scale across the game's ambitious demands. These complications led to repeated delays until Microsoft finally lost patience and officially canceled the project in January 2017. Technical problems and constant delays that broke Scalebound are well known in the gaming industry as development hell. Another project fell into the very same cycle of problems, an ambitious spin-off of Blizzard's legendary strategy series. The company planned to expand the StarCraft brand into the console market through a tactical stealth action game called StarCraft Ghost. Players were supposed to infiltrate enemy facilities in the role of Agent Nova, using optical camouflage, thermal vision, and nuclear strike calls. Development suffered from constant changes, transfers between external studios, and repeated revisions of the concept. The key factor behind the cancellation, however, was an unexpected internal phenomenon. The massive success of the MMORPG World of Warcraft required Blizzard to redirect development resources toward other major projects, including WoW, Diablo 3, and StarCraft 2. Ghost was left without sufficient support, and Blizzard ultimately declared it canceled in 2014, while StarCraft, Ghost fell victim to the enormous success of another title from the same company. This is not an isolated case. The same fate befell an anticipated espionage thriller from Rockstar Games. In 2009, Rockstar announced an exclusive project called Agent, set during the Cold War in the late 1970s. The game was supposed to offer a complex narrative full of political intrigue and silent assassinations across the globe. However, the developers at Rockstar North were simultaneously involved in the development of Grand Theft Auto V. The unprecedented commercial success of the fifth installment and the massive earnings from GTA Online caused the studio to gradually shift most of its resources toward GTA 5 and GTA Online. Agent slowly faded into the background, and in 2018, its trademark also expired. The stories of these 5 games clearly show that game development is a fragile ecosystem. The definitive end of years of work can be the result of corporate restructuring, as in the case of LucasArts, technological limitations of an engine, as Platinum Games had to face, or the simple fact that another internal project overshadows everything else, which became the fate of Blizzard and Rockstar. These titles may never have seen the light of day, but their concepts and the reasons for their failure remain a fascinating chapter in gaming history. Thank you for watching my analysis today. If you enjoyed this documentary-style format, be sure to subscribe to my channel for more informative gaming videos. Your Lady O.